Singing.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to episode 4 and the second day of our hypertrophy. In this video, you also be seeing day 3 of hypertrophy as well. So, in this day, pretty much we did 2 lower body variations of our main competition, those of deadlift and squat. We chose the block pull and the high bar squat. So here we're doing block pulls for 4 sets of 7, really focusing on a nice smooth motion here. We're not trying to jerk the weight off the ground, and we're not trying to slam the weight on the ground. So as you can see there, the weight wasn't too bad. But let's talk about block height. When it comes to doing block pulls and stuff, you want to choose a height in the block that's going to be relatively challenging. So wherever you think that sticking point is in your deadlift, is obviously you're going to have to test different heights and stuff. But I found that this height right here, where it places the bar around mid shin level, seems to be very challenging for a lot of people, especially when the weights get heavier. Breaking the inertia off the block is actually one of the most difficult things to do. So this will develop a lot of starting strength, and also it'll teach your core how to brace pretty hard here, because it's not an easy movement. So as you can see, this is Neil here. He's crushing 275 for sets of 7 here. He also ended up doing 295 later on in this workout for sets of 7. But the purpose of this day obviously is to work on these weak points in which we struggle in our competition lift. So block pulls here, it's not meant to be a max effort day. We're just here trying to work on weaknesses. The next variation obviously is the high bar squat. I found that the high bar squat, especially if you're a low bar squatter, that's your main variation, your main choice for a squat. The high bar squat is a great accessory. Builds the squat dramatically, in my opinion. I noticed that focusing on the high bar squat in the majority of my off-season training, and even in-season sometimes, it builds my squat pretty well. I'm having great success doing it, so I'm going to continue to do it that way. So otherwise, but the very challenging part about the high bar squat is that the legs will work a lot harder, which is very important if you're trying to develop that leg strength. As you can see here, the bar is not supported by your mid back like the low bar position allows you to do. So that's one of the crucial elements when it comes to choosing your variations. Choose what's hard for you. If you struggle out the hole, choose a pod squat. If you have other weaknesses, make sure you address it based on what you need to address it with. Don't choose what's easy. So this pretty much concluded our second day of hypertrophy. We did hit some accessories after this, but we did not record it. So this is day 3. So pretty much what we hit on this day was back and triceps. So here, as you can see, we're doing a one-arm cable row, focusing on that squeeze and that nice consistent motion here. We're not trying to jerk the weight. We're trying to really focus on the contraction of the back. And this is a great movement, especially if you have certain imbalances in the back. Training one arm at a time, you get to focus on developing each lat equally. So the reason why we're doing back and triceps is because they're antagonist muscle groups. Therefore, if you do back and biceps, most of the time your biceps are already worn out from doing pulling movements. So doing the opposite movement, antagonist movements like the back and the triceps, allows you to get that focus on both muscle groups, now on the back and also on the triceps. So I found it to be a great pair, especially when it comes to developing those muscle groups and giving it specific attention that it needs. So as you can see, Cliff, he is just going through the movements. It's pretty simple, guys. This is just our accessory bodybuilding day, and we're trying to develop these muscles for aesthetic purposes and also for to help us with the big lifts as well. So we moved on to our next superset, which is this is a back superset only, and we did a neutral grip lat pull down. We're going for a very challenging weight of 6 reps, and we supersetted this with cable rows, but this time with a straight bar. So this is a great movement. We got a great pump from this. As you can see where it says partials to failure right there. After you do 8 to 12 reps, afterwards you want to just do partials until your back fails pretty much. So that's pretty much the idea that we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to take that back to failure. So you can see Cliff here. He's going for that full range of motion, 8 to 12 reps. Obviously, you want to choose a weight that's going to cause you to fail to between that rep range. And afterwards, you're just going to try to initiate with those small partials to continue to pump blood in those muscles. And then the last superset we did was 6 sets of 6 of overhead cable extensions, which is one of my favorite tricep movements here. It really attacks the lazy head of the tricep there. And we supersetted it with dumbbell tricep extensions lying on the floor, which is a pretty simple movement. I think everybody knows. The focus that you're trying to do here is you're trying to make sure those elbows stay neutral and make sure they're facing towards the room in front of you and you're not flaring them. Unlike the overhead tricep extensions, you want your elbows flared and you want to squeeze hard at the top. Make sure you guys keep that consistent, controlled motion. As you can see Cliff here finishing off his last set. Thank you guys for watching, and there's more to come.